My girlfriend cheated on me with my best friends, and buckle the fuck up, because there's a note here that says we should. I don't even know how to feel right now. Despite reading so many Reddit posts for so long, I used to feel that when I got into a relationship, I would definitely be more cautious. But it looks like fate didn't want it for me. I, 26 male, and my girlfriend, 26 female, let's call her Sarah, we're in a relationship for about 3 years. It all started when we were doing our masters. Oh, smarty pants. I used to have a crush on her, and through a truth or dare game, we ended up making out. How many's first kiss was through like a truth or dare game? Just curious. I want to make a poll. Turns out she too had a crush on me, which shocked me since she was the most attractive girl I have ever known. We began hanging out a lot, and surprisingly, she asked me out. We had a lot of fun together. She legit felt like the perfect partner, and I don't think that I could love anyone more. I am Indian, and I was living in London. She is half Indian and half British. Despite being a bit conservative, my parents loved her a lot, and my friends used to keep nudging us to get married. After our masters, both of us got great jobs. I mean, I did so good during my masters that my starting salary was 6 digits. Oh my God. I mean, good for you. I could never do my masters. It was so great to have such a good job and such an amazing girlfriend and group of friends that I felt like the luckiest person ever. I had even planned to propose to Sarah, and the only person who knew this was my mom, who wanted to help me make it the best proposal ever. Now, let's start with the part where everything just effed up to the core. Yeah, this is in past tense, so I'm guessing, you know, shit went down. My best friend, let's call him Ryan, and I have been best friends for almost 8 years. I mean, I legit consider him as my brother. He had a girlfriend, let's call her Tanya. They had been together for 4 years and had also met each other when they were in college. All 4 of us went to the same college for graduation and for masters. Y'all are so smart. I'm just so jealous. One day, Sarah and I were chilling in the park. I got a phone call from Tanya saying that she wanted something from my house. Sarah and I were living together at this point. So I went to her house, and Tanya was waiting outside my house. I gave her the keys, and while I was there, I got a call from my mom, who told me that my dad had a stroke and I had to rush almost halfway through Europe. I texted Sarah ASAP regarding this and rushed to the train station with a bag. I reached there on time, and due to God's grace, my dad was well. We love to hear that. There was still no response from Sarah, which surprised me a lot. I tried calling her, but she won't return my calls. The day after, I go to my house with flowers like I usually do when I went home from work. I enter the house and hear someone moaning from the master bedroom. Well, I guess if you just hear one person, it's not totally bad. I'm trying to be optimistic. I freeze for 3 seconds. I know what was happening, and I walk towards the room, and I open the door, and I see my best friend of 8 years having sex with my girlfriend. I was numb. I couldn't even comprehend what was happening. They both freeze too after seeing. The flowers and my bag fall from my hand. Controlling my emotions, I ran out of the house and sat in the taxi and asked the driver to just drive away. Not to mention you're there with flowers in your hand and your father just had a stroke. Perfect! What a welcome home. My mind was still trying to comprehend what had happened, and despite being a strong person on the inside, I started crying. Cry it out, brother. The cab driver was a bit of an aged man who was shocked to see my sudden reaction. He stopped the car, and believe it or not, he actually comforted me. He didn't exactly hug me, but he was patting my shoulder and my back. I ended up going to a pub, even though I do not drink. I called over a friend of mine who I'd known since school. She came over and picked me up. She drove me to her place. She was newly married and lived with her husband, who was a good friend of mine. I poured my heart out and blessed them for their caring behavior and attitude. They let me sleep on their couch. During all of this, I was surprised not to receive any calls from Sarah or Ryan. Not like I would have picked up. It just made me feel so low that I had such a horrible girlfriend and best friend who didn't even have the effing courtesy to call after what they had done. Why is this what I'm thinking? Like, do they finish their activity? I need to know. I don't cheat. I don't know. I slept vowing never to acknowledge them in my life. I wake up at 3 a.m. in the night with around 100 messages from Sarah and Ryan. A million calls from Sarah. I didn't bother with it. I put my phone on silent and I went to sleep. I woke up at 9. I called my boss and told him what happened and I need a day off. He was such an amazing boss. He not only gave me a week off, but invited me over to his house to talk if I ever needed to. That's so precious. I legit thanked him so many times and he said he understands. The phone calls and messages had doubled since I saw them at 3 a.m. I am still at my friend's house. She took a day off and consoled me. I ended up telling her that I was going to propose to Sarah and my plans after. I broke down again and she hugged me for a while. She told me that though it is hard, I can't let my emotions overwhelm me because I need to be strong for it myself. She even told me that I could take a small mini vacation and that she and her husband have no problem having me at their place for as long as it is required. She got a call from her office and she told me that she had to leave due to a sudden emergency at the office. After she left, I opened my laptop and here I am writing about my heartbreak. There's a lot of updates here. What the hell happens? Let's find out. The next update was the next day. I met Tanya and after the events that followed, I don't know what to believe and I very badly need advice for what I am about to convey. So at around 9 a.m., Tanya came to my friend's house. Clearly she had been crying because she looked very pale and had bloodshot eyes. Oh yeah, I forgot that Ryan had a girlfriend, Tanya. She must be devastated. I gave her a quick hug and we sat down for breakfast. She didn't say anything at all. I understood that she was waiting for us to be alone. After reassuring me a bit, my friend and her husband left for work. Tanya and I sat down on the couch. I touched her shoulder and asked how she was doing. She looked at me with a teary eye and suddenly broke down, hugging me. I thought she too was feeling hurt and just needed to cry it out. She started mumbling that she is sorry and that it's her fault. Huh? I was sure she must be blaming herself for not being there for Ryan, or she felt bad for what happened to me. I told her that it is not her fault and that they are to blame for our pain. When we broke the hug, she just held my hand and told me that she needed to confess something. I was scared as to what she had to say in such a situation. She first confesses saying that she had an affair with one of her exes for whom she met at her workplace. Oh. It had been going on for a few months. The day she had called and asked for my house keys, she planned to meet her affair partner there. Oh my God. Hey, can I borrow your house to cheat on your friend and fuck one? We're trying to keep it as PG as possible over here. I'm so sorry. My poor editors are gonna have to censor so much. So apparently after I left with my stuff, oh, she and AP did it in the house. I was effing shocked. It turns out during this time, Sarah had come back to our house and found Tanya having with her AP in her room. At this point, I was really wondering if my house was an effing place where people just had sex whenever they felt like it. Apparently. I was silent for a minute and asked her that Ryan too cheated on you. So why are you saying it's your fault that I was cheated on? So apparently, here comes the part that I don't know if I should believe. Tanya's AP had his back towards the door, and when Sarah entered the room, she thought it was me and Tanya having. I laughed. I legit laughed and I told her that. It was a nice story, now tell me the truth. She took her phone out and showed me her conversation between her, Sarah, and Ryan separately. The convos basically included things where Sarah calls Tanya names and that I wasn't faithful to her and I had the nerve to use the excuse of my father's stroke to throw her off. Tanya didn't even try telling me that it wasn't me. So it turns out that Sarah and Ryan were influenced by some of our mutual friends to have a revenge affair on us, me and Tanya. They at first denied since they felt uncomfortable, but after a lot of nudging, they finally did it. The day I returned from the hospital where my father was when they planned to do it. Oh God, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that. Because even if you did find them, like, you're just gonna be like, okay, so let's have sex now to get back at them. She further explains that she was called to my house after I left. By then, Sarah and Ryan both were shocked with my behavior, the flowers, and my ticket and bills. They effing called my mom to confirm if I indeed had visited them, and my mom confirmed it. It's when Tanya spilled the beans that she was having sex with her ex and not me, and that I was still faithful to Sarah. That is when reality apparently hit both Ryan and Sarah. Ryan apparently slapped Tanya, which wasn't the kind of attitude I was expecting from him. Sarah screamed and broke down crying. Turns out that since then, they have been calling me and trying to reach out after realizing that they were the one who ended up breaking my trust. When Tanya finished talking, my first instinct told me to shout at her and kick her out of the house, but I was so emotionally drained that I started to cry and suddenly began laughing. I looked at her and asked her just one question. Are you telling the truth? Tanya says that she swears on her father's grave that she is telling the truth and that she is really sorry for what she caused. So basically, if this is true, Tanya screwed you over by not simply saying, actually, I was just screwing my ex. Not your man. Tanya sucks as well. She broke down crying real hard. I just sat there quietly for a while. I asked her for her phone and took the screenshots and sent it to myself. I asked her to leave the house and never try to contact me ever again. She pleaded, saying that she didn't mean to do it. I lost my temper and shouted, yes, you effing meant to cheat on your boyfriend. Yes, you did want to destroy my relationship because you destroyed yours. Do you think I will be the same after this? Do you think you will be the same? I cursed and said a lot of mean things to her. She finally left, and before going, she said she always thought of me as the perfect guy for any girl, and she regrets what she did. Well, you should. I just retaliated and told her that her regret and apology won't change what has already happened. She left crying, and I too was so affected that I too began crying. My friend was back home and shocked to see my situation. She sat down with me and I told her everything. She told me not to believe Tanya since she is a cheater and a liar, though she told me that I should maybe read Sarah and Ryan's text, if not respond, at least read to see how much truth is there in Tanya's story. Yeah, I want to know the text. We need to know what they're saying, because something it's not adding up. Next update. A lot has happened since I last updated. Things have changed a lot. I right now don't have the energy to say much, but I want to clear up a few things before my next post. Number one, my visit to my dad was for 2 days, so I caught them in the act 2 days after I returned. Number two, I am staying at one of my really good friends' houses. I've known her since forever. Let's call her Nikki. She's like the sister I never had. She's really street smart, sharp, and knows her things. Number three, she helped me plan to tackle this. In this brief time, I met Tanya's AP. And I now plan to meet Sarah and Nikki and will then update you guys tomorrow. Oh, we have tomorrow's update, obviously. After Tanya left, I had a talk with Nikki. She suggested I read the text messages sent by Ryan and Sarah. I took her advice and I read a few of them. It included things by Sarah like, I messed up, please call me back, it's all a mistake, I love you, please let me explain. By Ryan, bro, I'm very sorry, please let me explain, I don't have any feelings for Sarah, I don't love her, please let me explain. It included the same story that Tanya told. As suggested by a few of you, I assumed they planned it, and I connected with Tanya's AP. I called him, we talked for a bit, and I decided to meet him in a nearby coffee shop. I told him not to let anyone know we're meeting, otherwise I would mess his career up. I could inform his HR regarding his behavior with colleagues, etc. We met soon after, and after seeing him for the first time, I felt maybe Tanya wasn't lying. Here is why. He has a similar physique as mine, muscular, tanned, though he is 5'11" and I was 6'1". 3, we have a fancy, similar hairstyle. 4, he had a tattoo on the back of his neck that looked exactly like mine. Mine is a chakra from Hindi myth. His was a sun with similar design. I asked a few questions like how long he was having an affair with Tanya and why he did such a disgusting act of sleeping with someone who was in a relationship. He apologized, like Tanya. I was really angry, but I didn't want to create a scene. I asked him to never contact Tanya or any of her friends again and not repeat such an act ever again. After Nikki and I reached home, I had asked Sarah to leave through a friend who passed my message. She told me that maybe Tanya wasn't lying and I should talk to Sarah only if I feel it's worth my time. A conversation might need to happen. I mean, you guys live together. You're gonna have to like say something eventually, right? I asked her opinion and she said that meeting her won't change anything, but you might get closure and answers you seek. I called my mom to confirm things suggested by Redditors. She did confirm that Sarah had called to ask if my father was okay and how his health was. I told her everything about meeting Tanya's AP, as she knew other things already, and asked her for her opinion. She told me that maybe if meeting her gives me closure and answers, then I should meet her, but with someone. Obviously, Nikki was coming with me. I didn't want to text or call her, so I told Nikki to do so. She called Sarah and asked her to meet me at my home the next day. According to Nikki, Sarah sounded broken, almost as if somebody had made her swallow glass and was being choked. Ugh. I didn't feel any sympathy, which was not a good sign for someone who I would have died for. Well, understandably so, man. Before the next update, though, I need a sip of water because the tea is piping hot today. I need to cool down. Grab your beverage. Cheers. Oh, okay. Nikki and I were waiting at my house for Sarah to show up. Sarah shows up at around 10 a.m. Nikki answers the door. I was sitting in the living room with screenshots of texts and messages printed, the ones I found suspicious. Sarah comes in the living room and seeing her brings down every single emotion I have known about me like a sudden bucket dump. She looked really miserable. Her eyes were sunken and clearly she hadn't slept in a while. Even though she looked like she had showered and gotten ready, somewhat, tear marks were visible on her face. She was literally shivering as she walked in. As soon as she saw me, she rushed towards me, but Nikki stopped her from doing so and told her that there will be no physical contact and only verbal discussion. She again broke down crying and finally sat on the chair opposite to mine. Nikki made sure to sit in a way such that she could stop Sarah if she planned to come at me again. I thought I was ready to talk. I wasn't. Nikki started by asking her to repeat the events that happened. She told the entire story and it did match Tanya's story and my research. As suggested by others, it might be pre-planned. I then spoke and talked to Sarah. The conversation went something like this. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Me, how long have you been cheating on me and how many times have you done it? Sarah, I swear I never cheated on you before, and I never loved anyone but you. I didn't even cheat on you. Having intercourse with someone who is not your boyfriend and still being in a relationship seems like cheating to me. It was a mistake. It was not supposed to happen. I was deceived and lied to. Girl, what? Give me a friggin' break. Me, so you willingly get naked with my best friend and it happened by mistake. You having intercourse with him whilst being in a relationship with me happened accidentally? Tanya lied to me that you and her were sleeping together and what I saw just confirmed it. So you saw me with her while I was almost 100 miles away visiting my father who nearly died. Tanya's AP had the same tattoo as you. I thought it was you. Me? So you decided to have sex with Ryan without thinking about confronting me then and there. Why didn't you respond to my message? I texted you saying that I was visiting my father due to an emergency. Sarah, I thought you were making an excuse so I don't suspect that you were cheating on me. How could you even think that I would use my father's health as an excuse? You knew he was unwell and you dared to accuse me of using him as a medium to cheat on you? Tell me something. In the last 3 years that we have been together, have I given you any reason that I cannot be trusted or I don't love you? When was the last time you thought I was suspicious? Never. You were perfect. You loved me and cared for me. You were the best thing that could ever happen to me. I loved you and cared for you, and yet you thought I would betray you and leave you for someone else? I am sorry I let my emotions get the better of me. She named a few friends here. They kept saying that she deserves better and maybe she should have revenge on me with Ryan. Me. And you agreed? I didn't at first. I was against this, but seeing how heartbroken Ryan was, I thought you were evil. And the fact that everyone kept telling Ryan and me to do it, it didn't help me think, and I went with it. Okay, we're 27. Like, we're not 15 and it's like, ooh, my friend told me to, so I did it. Be so for real right now. Me. So you love Ryan more than me? I am such a fool to even think about planning my life with you, marrying you, and whatnot. I was so sure about us that I was going to propose to you. I wanted you in my life, but now knowing you love him more, I think it's best we never see each other again. Sarah starts crying very hard. I don't love Ryan. Not even a single cell of me feels that way for him. I love you. I would have said yes to marry you 1,000,000 times. Please, I am sorry I messed up. I always loved you and you only. Me. You gave him sympathy sex and you are calling it a mistake. I said this loudly. No, I didn't even want to sleep with him. What are you talking about? Me. You admitted to feeling bad to see him heartbroken, and with a little nudge, you slept with him. That is sympathy sex, and I was gone for 2 days, and God knows how many times my bed was used for your worthless sympathy sex. Sarah gets hysterical at this point, crying her eyes out and saying things like, I love you, I swear we did it only once, and it had only one objective, and that was revenge. Me. I loved you, knowing that come what may, this girl will stand by me in my sorrows, pain, and happiness. I was so happy to have someone like you, but now you have destroyed my trust, my love, and me. Sarah, please don't say that. I don't have feelings for Ryan, and I never did. I love you with all my heart. Give me a chance, please. I will do whatever you want me to do, even at the cost of letting you have sex with any girl in front of me 100 times. I am ready. What a healthy reconciliation that would be. That's the difference between you and me. I would rather suffer in pain and heal than cause pain to others by getting revenge on them. Snaps and claps. Don't say that, please. I can't imagine my life without you. You are my soulmate. I know it. The soulmate who you distrusted. The soulmate who you thought was being unfaithful to you. The soulmate you thought didn't love you anymore. Nikki didn't want any more drama and asked her to leave, or we shall get a restraining order on her. Oh. Unwillingly, she got up and Nikki escorted her out. While leaving, Sarah kept repeating, please don't end us. We are stronger and better. I love you, please. Please give me a second chance. As soon as she was out of sight, I slipped from the sofa and fell on the floor crying and thinking how I ended up in such a bad situation. Nikki sat next to me and comforted me. She told me to rest and that we will talk about this later. She helped me to the guest room and I was so exhausted, I fell asleep. I woke up and saw Nikki's husband by my bed working on his laptop. I was surprised to see him and he told me that Nikki had to run a few errands and she didn't want to leave me alone. Oh my gosh, so she requested her husband give me company. I cried a bit and hugged him and told him that I owe them my life and that I will be with them forever and help them anytime they need my help. He told me it's okay and that knowing my parents too need my help, he wanted to make sure I can get better so I could help my parents. I'm just really happy you have some good friends. If these friends turn out like, as, you know, they were involved, I'll be pissed, but I don't think they are. Next update, I am drained. I don't have enough emotional energy left in me to try and reconcile. My visit with my parents rejuvenated me to a very big extent. My mother's loving touch, my father's lively attitude, despite his health, really brought back some energy I had lost. My mom and I had a long discussion on this. We talked throughout the night. She explained to me that she knows what happened is wrong, and no matter what people say, I can never know what truly happened. She asked me if I wanted to reconcile. I told her that I loved her and always will, but I am not ready to be in a relationship with her right now, as every time I see her, all I see is her and Ryan having sex. She asked me if I was sure and that no matter what decision I take, she will support me. I hugged her and cried. She held me and told me that maybe this is a lesson for me and that God helped me dodge a bullet for someone like her. I returned on Sunday at midnight. I went to my place and slept. Then I called Sarah up and told her that I'd come to a decision and I needed to talk to her. I thought we already decided. She reached my place within 20 minutes. Luckily for me, she didn't try to do anything though. She kept saying she just loves me, we can work this out, and a lot of other things. Before I told her my decision, I wanted a few answers that a few Redditors suggested I ask because they found her answers suspicious. Me. I want an honest answer and you cannot lie because I have my evidence. My bluff. Have you ever cheated on me before? No, never. I never even let that thought come to me. Many of our friends had crushes on me. This was news to me, and used to flirt, but I never responded back to them. Me. How many times did you have sex with Ryan? She starts bawling and saying she loves me and it meant nothing. Just answer my question. We did it twice. Girl, get ready to dig the hole. The day you saw us and the night before. Many Redditors had suggested that the time I caught her cannot be their first time, and her answer just confirmed it. It dawned on me that she did it twice, meaning she wanted more after the first. Even if there was a single cell that still loved her and cared for her, it died right there. I looked at Nikki, she looked at me and slightly nodded her head. I looked back at Sarah. Okay, I got my answers. I'm going to ask you to leave and never try to contact me again, and that I need my space and this relationship is over. This news hit her real bad because she fell on her knees, hugged my legs, and started crying. I told her this was no use and she should just continue her relationship with Ryan or with someone else, and that I am not the right person for her. She kept saying, please don't let it end. You are my life, my happiness. I don't want to lose you. I told her that I don't care and that if she doesn't leave right now, it won't be good for her. She refused to move, and not even threatening the cops flinched her. She looked at me and said, I don't care who tries to stop me. I love you and will always, forever. I gently pushed away and freed myself from her hug. I told her it's over and that she needs to move on. It was getting out of hand, so Nikki literally dragged her away from me. I wanted to call the cops, but didn't want to cause problems. I, however, called the cops and got a restraining order on her, just to make sure she doesn't cause issues. She has been constantly messaging and calling. I finally blocked her. I know it took me a while. A few of our mutual friends tried contacting me, but I blocked the ones I knew who were a bad influence. I was a mess and still am right now. I asked Nikki to leave because I felt like she had done a lot, and this healing process I must just do alone. She refused, but I begged her and she unwillingly left. I am in a lot of pain, but I know this pain will get over soon. I love Sarah a lot. Though it was only 3 years, I felt like I've been in love with her my whole life. And removing someone takes a toll. I, however, deep inside feel relief knowing that life will get better and that I won't be haunted by my past, as I have decided to let go. Next update. A few of my friends who pushed for a revenge affair have been trying to call me and apologize and whatnot. One of those friends even showed up at my place saying that she is sorry for what she did. I told her I don't care what she has to say. I don't consider her or any of them my friends anymore. She told me that Sarah is horrible and that she's been crying nonstop ever since she left my place. She told me Sarah hasn't been eating properly. She tried to say more, but I shut the door in her face. According to my friends who I trust, they have been receiving nonstop calls and messages from Sarah since I blocked her everywhere. They tell me they haven't responded and they plan to keep it that way. I was really glad to hear that. Many people have been asking me about Ryan. Right? I forgot. You haven't even talked to Ryan. Considering I haven't mentioned him at all in any of my posts. To keep it straight, he doesn't exist for me. I'm going to go as far as burning every photo we clicked, deleting every picture we took, etc. I had known Ryan for 8 years. We lived college life together, we shared our graduation and master's memories together, and because of him, all I feel is hatred towards all of the best memories of my life. Sarah's mistake was severe, but the fact that he questioned my integrity to him, despite being with him every single time he faced crisis, hurt me. I still haven't talked to him and don't plan to for the rest of my life. Right. Even Ryan could have gone to you if he really thought that you cheated and slept with his girlfriend. He could have gone to you and said, man, can we talk? What's going on? But we have another update that came 7 days later. It's been a long month. I couldn't post as promised after my meeting with my therapist because it kind of shook me a bit. I am sorry, but I feel I shouldn't have gone to therapy because now I am confused regarding my decisions. You better not. You better not. Don't get me wrong, the therapist was very sweet. She was very understanding, but she put forth a few points, which I did have answers to, but those points were exactly what I wanted to avoid. When I questioned her regarding this, she told me that she wanted me to understand the situation completely, and the fact that I still care about Sarah means something. I refused right away and said that I don't care about her. She, however, countered, saying that during our therapy, I apparently kept defending Sarah's actions by saying things like she was hurt, she would have never done this to me, etc. I am still confused about that. She further asked me a question, which many Redditors have also asked me, why I haven't talked to any of my friends who encouraged the revenge affair. I told her that it doesn't matter because they are wrong. She explained that I've been friends with them for almost 5 years, and if they were with me for so long, what caused them to be so hostile towards me? This question kind of made me silent for some time. She then asked a question, do you still love her? My eyes welled up a bit, and sorry to you guys, I said yes. Of course you still love her. You were gonna marry this girl. You don't gotta be sorry, of course. I still loved my ex after he cheated on me. Duh, you haven't healed yet. I know what I said, and please don't hate me. It's not something I can control. I can't stop loving someone I have been in love with for so long. And that I am still questioning my decisions and whatnot after talking to my mom. I left and I was thinking about my next step. The next day in the evening, I talked to Nikki and told her that I don't think it's a good idea to talk to those friends. She didn't say anything clearly at first, but then I pressed harder and she said that you do deserve to know why your friends betrayed you in such a way. She told me that RA, revenge affair, is not something that you suggest, and that since we are all educated, it doesn't add up. That's what I'm saying. Y'all have your masters and you're 27. Like, this is child shit. I told her that I will think it over. Friday went well. I was a bit distracted, but a few of my friends, the trustworthy ones, came over to talk. During our meeting, I noticed that 2 of my friends were kind of quiet. So when I had a chance to be alone with one of them, I asked if everything was okay. He told me that he needed to tell me something important. It turns out that out of the RA friends, a few of them had crushes on me and even Sarah. I was like, why are you so worried about it? He told me that he thinks it could be the reason why they encourage the RA. I told him that he was overthinking and was defending Sarah's actions. He covered up, saying that he only thinks that is the reason and that he never was defending Sarah. Cut to today. I had a long talk with my mother and I did talk to Nikki a bit, and I have come to the following decisions. Number 1, I will talk to a few of the RA friends in the presence of my trustworthy friends. I will record the meeting. 2, I will talk to Sarah. Here we go again. Number 3, a few Redditors asked me to be friends with her, but keep a distance for some time before getting civil with her. Okay, well, who's suggesting that? Because I'm not. And before you guys start hating me, please know that I am not considering reconciliation. Next update. So yes, I did have a talk with the RA friends. Of course, I didn't talk with all of them at once. I first had a talk with 2 girls from our group who, according to Sarah, had proposed the idea. FYI, I recorded the meet and had my friends with me. So they both were super apologetic and kept saying that they shouldn't have urged Sarah to do what she did. One of them confessed that because she had a crush on me, she thought it was a good idea to break Sarah and I off. I asked her that in her eyes, I was a cheater. So why would she want to be in a relationship with me knowing I cheated on Sarah? Good point. She said that at the moment she only bothered about breaking my relationship with Sarah up, and that's why she planted the idea of RA. I asked her if she has been in contact with Sarah. She responded saying that Sarah has blocked her and a few of them for the past few days. I then asked both of them why they did that. Just having a crush on me doesn't justify taking such a rash decision. I asked them that we had been friends for so long. Why didn't you call me to curse me out or call me names when you found out about the cheating? So apparently they had all promised to go and see with me. Wow, stupidity at its peak. I then asked her if Sarah has feelings for Ryan. They responded by saying that she doesn't. I then asked them if they knew that Sarah slept with him Twice, they said no, that they only knew about the time they did it in the night, the day before I caught them. After a few more questions, I told them that I am really hurt, getting betrayed not just by the love of my life, but also friends who were my support. They both got emotional, saying that they are sorry and they promised not to take such immature decisions. I forgave them, but asked them to stay out of my life as I don't need their toxic nature in my life. Cut to today. I finally unblocked Sarah on my phone. I ignored all of her messages and sent her a text that I would meet her on Sunday and if she would come. Lord have mercy. We know Sarah's showing up. This update was 2 days later, so I finally met Sarah and I don't think I plan to meet her again for at least some time. So she shows up at my place and this time I did it alone, without anyone, no Nikki and no friends. She arrives and when I saw her I honestly felt like someone punched me in the gut. But what happens about the restraining order? I explained to her that there is something broken in our relationship that cannot be fixed. I, however, told her that I'm willing to be just friends with her and that she can approach, but only for emergencies. But for now, I want space and I don't want her to do anything foolish and just to try and move on with her life. She asked if there was a possibility that we get back together again in the future. I told her that I don't know what the future holds for me and neither does she. It's possible she finds someone or I find someone, but for now I want my space. No contact unless I decide to talk to her again. She agreed to it and told me that she is ready to wait a whole lifetime if that's how long it takes to get me with her again and that she will wait for me. How romantic. We talk about a few things and I told her to leave after. As of now, I am really going to focus on myself. As for the people who suggested I tell Ryan about how a few friends knew about Tanya's affair, I had no intentions of calling him. So I emailed him the audio and the summary of the convos and then blocked him again. We have one little final update that came 10 months later, which is 1 year after the original post. If he's back with her, I swear to God, I swear. Been gone for long. Just wanted to say, doing fantastic. Life's in a place I never thought it would be after that phase. Those who want to know about my ex, well, she's in the city I live in. See her sometimes. Not much in contact with her. We talk on calls, like once in a month sometimes. Besides that, Dad is in good shape. He came to visit me for like a week. Heck, he even went to the gym with me. So life is good. I'm grateful to everyone who helped me in this phase. Thank you. You know what? Happy for that ending. I really think, everyone needs to just move on and heal from all that, because for people who have their masters, that just felt a little too childish for me. I don't even believe it, to be honest. Raise your hand if you believe the RA story. I'm not believing it for a second, but whatever. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you in the comment section. Stay classy out there. Stay sassy. And remember, if you can't stay loyal, stay single. Okay?